plus.
Oh, we're sorry, we have the pictures, but no sound from the snooker. Let's see what happens.
Good evening once again, and welcome to our third and final programme on this first day of the State Express World Snooker Challenge Cup. That means that the 18 top players in the world are here with us in the New London Theatre in Drury Lane, and they will be until next Sunday, when the final of this competition is played, and we'll know where the bulk of the £31,000 worth of prize money has gone. Well, as I say, 18 players, they're 3 men per nation, 6 nations taking part here, and up until next Thursday, it's all played on a league basis. We've had, in fact, in the top group, Canada, Wales. Wales won last time when the tournament was held in Birmingham, and the rest of the world. And in Group B, we've got England, who were the runners-up last time, Australia, led by Eddie Charlton, and a very strong All-Ireland team, and that man, Alex Higgins, is their captain. Well, today the opening tie has been Wales, the defending champions, playing Canada. If you haven't been with us in our earlier programmes here on BBC Two and indeed on Grandstand, let me tell you what's been happening. Wales got off to a good start when Doug Mountjoy took 2 out of the 3 frames he played against Kirk Stevens. Then there were a succession of 1-frame matches. There's 15 frames altogether in each tie. And in fact, by the end of the afternoon, Wales had built up a lead of 4 frames to 3. Bill Werbeniuk, the only Canadian, in fact, to win any of his matches against the Welshman. Well, the first match this evening, we had Terry Griffiths, the world champion from a year back, and he was playing Kirk Stevens and had a very good win indeed. So that meant that Wales had built up a lead of 5 frames to 3, 7 frames left to play in this tie. Well, the very next match then is Clive Thorburn, the world champion himself, playing Doug Mountjoy. We're going to start it with not a ball potted, in fact, and Jack Karnehm and John Pulman are the commentators.
Fact that Cliff can knock this red into the corner pocket. He's looking to see what colour he could get on, but he's quite confident of knocking this red in, that's for sure.
Foul.
And would you believe it?
Well.
Fouled possibly the yellow, the only ball that he could possibly have fouled. Fouled the yellow, 4 away.
Well, he gave that some stick. He certainly got the position, but the pace rather spoilt the accuracy of the shot. Well, there hasn't been a red potted yet, and Mountjoy's 4 points in front from a penalty. Some 7 minutes they've been shunting these balls around, and there goes the first one. There's a possibility here, if he can just get a colour and get nicely on the red, there's a chance to collect some points here.
Four. Five.
And a choice of baulk colours here. Taking the brown, could take the green, yellow, brown, but taking the brown to get onto the operative thing. He hasn't done that particularly well. He would have liked to have been anywhere but there. Any shot off the cushion is a difficult shot. Should have done a lot better than that.
Well, my word, that wriggled.
9, Canada. One.
Well, it's not the sort of shot that one could really expect to achieve a good position from the way he played it, but I expect he preferred that to the spider.
One, Wales.
Well, a very awkward situation here for Clive Thorburn. The world snooker champion finds himself snookered on all balls, and it's not just a question of whether or not he gives 4 away. What is he possibly going to leave? That is what Cliff is thinking about at this moment. Cliff, I think, has elected to go 4 cushions here. Baulk cushion, side cushion, top cushion, to go up behind the reds.
Foul, 4, Wales.
Didn't quite make it, gives 4 away, but the important thing, hasn't done any great damage.
I think the tactical thing there, John, was that he played correctly in trying to strike the reds from the top cushion. I think that's the point that at least budding players should be aware of.
Well, that's a great point, actually, Jack. You know, in other sports one hears about professional fouls and this and the other. I don't think it applies in this game. Obviously, you always play to hit the ball, but paramount in the mind is also hit the ball and leave it safe.
Well, he's being tempted with this red here, and he's got to get it because he can bump into other reds if he should get it. And there you see what I mean. He's missed the shot and given a chance here.
Well, of course, the cue boy on the cushion there, obviously will take the red into the corner pocket, can come round the angle onto whatever.
One.
Well, looks like a snick blue into the middle. And all the reds at his mercy. Into balk and back up again. As in played for the odd red there in
Six.
the middle, knocking that in, getting onto a colour, the whole game at his mercy. Black
Seven.
obviously will be the next ball.
I would think he's favoured the pink here because he would use the rest for the black, playing over the balls. And at this stage of the game, it's very important to
13.
keep your nose in front.
Fourteen. Nineteen.
Just a little bit short of pace on that one. Another few inches there, it'd have been fine.
Well, playing the red that I thought he probably, if that red will go, that's the one he will play. As a right-handed player, he can get it now. He's not happy with that. Looking back here, he's got a snick red into the middle, which is the one he's going to play. But, lo and
20.
behold, didn't kiss into the reds that he anticipated to leave himself on the black. Can't pot the black, can't pot the pink. Now what will he do? Got a long blue.
$25.
That's a good shot. And he's got the rub of the green there. Just about, I think, on the right side of the blue there to get back amongst the reds.
Yeah, I think he can knock that blue into the middle and two reds that'll go into the top left-hand pocket. And he's beautifully on one of them, no problem at all.
31.
Screw back a little for the black, I would suggest.
32.
Well, the black was in that position some 5 reds ago and it hasn't moved. And he just didn't want that kiss there. He played to get on the 2 reds for a further 2 blacks.
39.
But just kissed the red, which has rather made it a little more tricky.
Well, it wasn't a terribly good shot, actually, that black. He's got a choice now, one in the middle, one in the bottom. Elect him to go for the one in the middle pocket. It's going to bring him back onto the black again. And a great shot. Well
40.
done. How to extricate yourself from a difficult position admirably. That was beautiful.
$47.
Already at this moment leading by 47, and with
48.
that red going in 48 points, should be in the match.
$55. $56. $62.
That was a nice little shot. Plenty of check side, right hand, just to hold the ball back on the black.
$70.
And of course the great thing to think about here is of course already match 1, but 100 break on here. If Doug Mountjoy can reach, having a little bit of a problem now. 70 break already.
Well, none of the players enjoy playing with this long rest, but if Doug can get this one nicely, I would suggest that he's got every opportunity here. And that's not too bad.
71.
71 break.
$78.
Of course, Doug, in his mind, is now has 3 fives dangling in front of his eyes. £555 for the highest break in this tournament. And this could well clinch
39.
it. Lovely angle to get on the yellow. Just one difficult ball now, which is
86.
the next one after the yellow. The green has to get on that. Now, would he play to kiss into it to try and knock it on, or will he screw on to get it into the corner pocket? Who knows? Well, kissed the green off the cushion a little, but he's left himself with a little bit to do here. Got to cut the green into the middle pocket, but at the same time has to stay on the brown. Unlucky.
Very been unlucky for Doug Mountjoy there not to carry on with a break, but of course Cliff Thorburn couldn't pull back from that, so that was another frame to Wales, and that lead now very impressive. Wales 6, Canada 3, 6 frames left in the tie, and Wales needing only 2 to win the whole shooting match. Well, the next 3 frames between Terry Griffiths, Wales' 1979 World Individual Champion, and Bill Werbeniuk, the most successful Canadian by far today. We'll see the whole of the frame, and Clive Everton and Rex Williams, the commentators.
The break-off shot for Canada from the cue of Bill Werbeniuk. And the reply coming up for Wales from Terry Griffiths. Fortunate kiss on the brown. Had he not had that, the cue ball would have come much further up the table. As it is, he's left Werbeniuk to play from a position which is never comfortable, within an inch or so of the ball cushion. Well, very thick indeed on that safety shot. He meant to just snick it, and he ended up hitting it about half ball. Well, we've seen that happen once or twice today. These pockets very, very strict, cut to a very strict championship template. The forcing shots quite often not going in. Well, he usually saves his trick shots to the end of the evening.
Is stopped.
1, Canada.
Have they stopped rolling yet? Asked Terry Griffiths.
1. One, Wales.
May have had a touch of good fortune there. Might have blocked up the pocket.
One.
Well, just room past the brown for that red. The merest fraction can make so much difference in this game. Very unlucky. Very positive choice of shot to take the black, and very unlucky to end up snooking himself behind the green. He'll be wanting to leave the cue ball in such a position that Griffiths won't be able to take the red, which is over the corner pocket. He's attempting a tremendous masse. Terrific swerve. Not quite enough pace.
Well, 8, Canada, 4, Wales. One. Eight. Nine.
Awkward shot coming up with the cue ball so close to the side cushion.
There is one loose red there at the end of the pack which he's played for. He's a little bit
21.
short on that, but we'll now send the cue ball into the pack of reds, and luckily he's dropped very nice on the colour, and now the reds are absolutely beautiful.
Golden chance this for Griffiths to take Wales up to 7
27.
frames. The winning score in this 15 frame contest, of course, is 8.
$28. $33. $34.
Ball's beautifully spread for a break now. The way that Griffiths has been queuing so far today, it'll be a great surprise if he fails to make a frame-winning break here.
$40.
Yes, Clive, at the moment Griffiths looks like he's the man in form in this tournament. He's potted
41.
very, very well. His cueing is obviously very good and he's very confident. And of course his teammate Doug Mountjoy is also performing very well. So they're quite a formidable team.
$47. $48. $55. $56.
Which means that Werbeniuk already needs a snooker.
$63. $64. $71.
Just a moment's thought now as to how he's going to get on the last red, which is the one nearest the side cushion.
$72. $79. $80. $82. $84.
He has a possible 109 on.
$87. $91. $96.
flawless clearance, and Wales advanced to within 1 frame of victory.
So the Canadians hanging on by their fingertips there, and Bill Werbeniuk, the man with the job of trying to keep them in the tie. Here's the next frame. He played against Terry Griffiths, the Welshman at the table. He's got 1 point on the board.
One.
Well, that was a very good red that Bill Werbeniuk got there. He was really in trouble, and he took
Six.
it on. He would have left Terry in had he have missed it. That even put more pressure onto him, knowing how well Terry's playing. And now Bill has left himself with a good chance
Seven.
of making a fair-sized break.
Fourteen. Fifteen. 20. 21. 28.
Looks as if he's a little unlucky there. I'm sure he'd like to be taking the back red, but the cue ball is finished almost touching another, so he can't get at that one. And he's having to make a very awkward bridge to take an alternative red.
Oh.
Yes.
28. Canada fell 4. Wales.
Very, very difficult position. And Werbeniuk just catching the red with the tip of his cue as he brought it through. Canada, of course, desperately needing this frame to stay in the match. 4 down with 5 to play. Well, an unwanted kiss with that safety shot. Gives Werbeniuk another chance. And how well Werbeniuk has done with Griffiths in full flight to slow him down and gain a useful advantage in this frame. Well, perhaps he's deserved that little bit of luck. Rather a wild attempt at the pot, but doesn't appear to have done too much damage.
I think that's a pretty good safety shot there from Terry Griffiths. Bill can hit plenty of reds, but it's not easy for him to get that cue ball back to the baulk end of the table. Well, he's just a little bit short on that. I think that Griffiths can just sneak that red into the centre pocket.
Perhaps
Canada
played
28, Wales 5.
Perhaps played that a little bit too slowly, and against the nap of the cloth, the cue board just perhaps deviated a bit, enough to make him miss the pot. Well, you really mustn't miss those at this level.
Canada.
Yes, that I think was rather careless. He played it with side and made the shot more difficult, but I don't think there's any reason to take that sort of risk.
One.
23 points behind now, but if Griffiths gets in good position here, he could win this frame and thus assure Wales a victory in this first match in Group A.
Eight. Nine.
Well, that was a good shot. Not only did he get the blue back onto the spot, but also got the pink open, so now he's got the blue, pink and black open. All other black will only go into one pocket, but they are
15.
nicely situated.
$21. $22.
Griffiths has cued and played quite beautifully today.
$28. $29.
He beat Cliff Thorburn comfortably this afternoon. Demolished Kirk Stevens tonight. Made a break of 109 in the last frame here. And now he's poised to make another frame-winning break.
$35.
Well, it perhaps would have been better if the pink hadn't gone back on its spot. He would like to have taken one of the two reds close together. He's forced to take one which is more difficult.
35. Low.
Enough, nevertheless, for Griffiths
Canada,
to
29,
regain the initiative.
Wales, 40.
Werbeniuk having to swerve round the blue. Can't quite see.
Foul, 4.
Couldn't
Wild.
quite see the red direct. And ended up going in off it. Just looking to see if one red will go off the back red. Too thin to cut it in, but looking to take one red off the red which is nearest the cushion into the pocket. He'll be playing to bring the cue ball back to safety should he miss it. But the danger, of course, is that if he doesn't get it, the red will remain over the pocket. Decided in the end that it was too risky.
One. Now what?
No way he can take a colour and get position on one of the two remaining reds. But he has the fallback alternative of leaving his opponent nastily snookered.
1. 1. Canada.
Well, if Terry is snookered here, I don't think it'll cause him any problem. He'll probably just trickle off the side cushion, try and get behind the red that's nearest to the top cushion. I think he would expect to get this pretty safe.
Canada 30, Wales 44. Six. Seven.
Good angle to get on the yellow. But that's not a good shot.
14.
Wonder if he wouldn't have been better advised to use the cushions instead of attempting to stun there direct.
Canada. Level scores 44.
And Werbeniuk, I'm sure, will be kicking himself for not making better use of that chance. Useful snooker, that. Not so much for the possible penalty points which may be involved, but for tactical reasons. Extreme right hand side off the baulk cushion. Not enough.
Foul. 4. Wales.
Could have been worse. It's left Griffiths queuing rather awkwardly at the yellow. With a straightforward queuing position, he'd be favourite to clear up from here. But it's by no means so easy bridging over the blue. In fact, we saw Griffiths very sensibly not attempting the difficult pot for fear of missing it and possibly presenting his opponent with a frame-winning chance. contenting himself with safety and hoping to get a better chance later on. Werbeniuk a little fortunate there to leave Griffiths snookered. Didn't hit the safety shot on the yellow quite as he intended. And this time Werbeniuk can get through.
Two.
Canada needing this frame to stay in the match. Wales needing it to win.
Well, 2, Canada, 4, Wales.
So that little exchange leaving Wales 6
Wales
points in front.
52, Canada 46.
Green's very straight for comfort. Not much angle to get back up the table. And he's played it exceptionally well.
Seven.
Just the blue will do him now.
Twelve. $18. 25.
And Wales assured of victory.
So the defending world team champions off the mark with the first league victory of this 9-day championship. The rest of the frames were played out because they could count when the leagues are decided. And the final score, Wales 10, Canada 5. Thorburn took a couple off Ray Reardon. Well, tomorrow we move into the other group, and we've got what I think is a fascinating match in store for us. England, led by Fred Davis, against the full Ireland team. Not Northern Ireland this time, the full Ireland team, and they're led by Alex Higgins. Play here, in fact, starts at 2 o'clock, and that's when our live coverage starts. 3 visits tomorrow. We've got a nice afternoon of snooker for you, starting on BBC Two. Live coverage here from the New London Theatre at 2 o'clock. Join us then if you can. Bye-bye.
A look ahead to Sunday's programmes.